Roaming is a Made in the Maritimes feature film that explores modern relationships and communication through the eyes of a young man with autism. The film is written and directed by Michael Ray Fox, funded through the Telefilm Canada and Film Nova Scotia First Feature Project, and Rhys Bevan-John is the lead actor. They just finished shooting the film earlier this month, and they join us this morning to talk about the experience. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you guys for both coming in.
Yeah,
now, we
problem.
talked to you earlier, just before you embarked on this, your first feature film. So what was the shooting process like for you?
Oh, well, I mean, it was certainly very educational in terms of, figuring out how to work with a crew, work with a really talented group of actors as well. Yeah. No, it was a great experience. Yeah, it felt very fast. Obviously.
Yeah, you shot it in how many days?
15 days, so 3 weeks.
So it's pretty quick.
It's pretty quick. Yeah, for sure.
I can't imagine how long your days were.
No, they were 11 hours. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, so
only. No big deal. I guess in the film industry, that's nothing.
It's not. No, they can go. They can
go
like
much longer than that.
Yeah.
Tell me about the story of Roaming and what inspired the script.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, the story, it's about a man who's very reclusive. He falls in love with a girl from his past who's just visiting from New York. She had left home, went to go move to New York, and she's only visiting for 3 or 4 days. And he rekindles this relationship with her. And he's also dealing with high functioning autism that's never really been diagnosed in his life. So he's also trying to figure that out as well. And through the course of the story, he's a very intelligent guy, he's very good with computers, very good with programming. So he designs this cell phone game that's really effective, and all his friends really like it. And so part of his arc, or part of his story, is him trying to get the confidence to win the girl and to get this video game out into the world as well, to try and pitch it to the big game distributors.
So it's about him kind of reaching out in several ways. Now, Rhys, this was your role that he's referring to then. So this is your first time in a feature film too. So what was the experience like for you?
It was a tremendous experience. I commented to a friend a few days into the shooting, it was like I was in the acting Olympics. But it was a tremendous opportunity. I feel like I pulled out kind of every tool that I've learned over the years studying acting.
Yeah, you've done a lot of theater.
Yeah. I first started taking theater classes at the Neptune Theater School when I was 10 years old.
Wow.
So, yeah, it was a remarkable experience.
So how do you tap into a character that has high functioning autism? I mean, how do you do that?
Well, what I did was I made a composite of 3 different people, 2 people that I know who are kind of genius level intelligences, but are medicated for severe social anxiety and do kind of rate on autistic tendencies, and myself as a 13-year-old boy. I kind of saw Will as somebody who, as children, we're very translucent in terms of our intentions, our emotional intentions, but we learn to kind of mask those things. And I felt that Will didn't have the skill to really be able to mask his emotions, so it ended up making him very uncomfortable because he experienced everything in such kind of a raw, unbridled way.
An intense way. Is there a reason why you wanted to have a lead character that has autism?
Oddly enough, no, really. It was, it's a building blocks thing. It was, I wanted to figure out what my first feature was going to be in terms of making something that's, it doesn't have a lot of, crazy locations and all kinds of car chases and things like that. So I decided to just try to write something that, write a love story, essentially.
And
a very human story. And then it was just a building blocks. Well, what can I do to make the character more interesting? And eventually started looking at giving him that trait, that characteristic, and it really opened up a lot of doors in terms of where the story could go, really.
How did you write it? Do you know someone, or did you have to do research, or?
I do know people with high functioning autism, so I could certainly use that as a benchmark. But I don't think the character is anything like them.
Right. Yeah.
But
it's not based on them, but that was part of your reference point.
Yeah, it's not based on anyone, but yeah, it's certainly allowed to. It was mostly just to talk with people and get an idea of how they approach certain situations and how they look at the world. That sort of really opened up doors in order to figure out who this character is and to build on him that way. Yeah.
So now the 11-hour days are done for you, Rhys, at any rate. What about for you, Michael?
What
done?
am I doing? Am I done? Yeah, that's it. I'm out.
No, you have to put it together, and then what happens?
No, that's exactly right. We are still in the editing process. The tentative plan is to have everything done by mid-May, and
then we'll
hopefully
look
hit the film festival
Yeah,
deadlines,
hit the
perhaps.
film festival circuit. Fantastic. Well, it's very exciting. Can't wait to see it on a big screen somewhere, hopefully, maybe Atlantic Film Festival.
Yeah,
we'll
maybe.
Have to see.
Yeah.
Thank you
we'll
both.
put in the good word for it.
Yeah, put in the good word for it. Thank you both for coming in. I appreciate it.
Oh, thanks
you.
very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
We're going to take a break here on CTV Morning Live. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Stay with us.